Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
You sound surprised to be here.
I actually am kind of surprised to be here. I was thinking earlier today um about the fact that it feels like it was like maybe a half hour ago when we did this last and we're already we're already doing the last event was August, right?
hmm You just feel like you're in a time
And
warp, or you just went through a time
I
tunnel and
yeah, I
nothing,
just like
like
I
you
can't
blinked.
believe we're already doing this for the January event. It's just totally wild. But yeah, it's
Especially considering that there's the most space between January and August of any of our events, too.
it
But
went
the
so
holidays
fast.
happen, so
Yeah, we're
they
just
kind
like
of
just a fake period of time.
right.
Uh
Well, so we're here to do the prototype showcase, and we're going to open that up
yes.
shortly, going through everything that's been posted on our website. But we have like a few announcements to make first and some things to show you. So, yes, exactly. Time is an illusion.
I mean, the good news, like we're ready. We're ready to start tomorrow. I'm excited.
Mhm.
I can't wait. It's just like it just happens so fast. um it's gonna be good. I think it's
Mhm.
gonna be a good weekend. I'm so excited.
You got two prototypes ready, I think, right? Or just one?
I have two games that I could play. I did
Are
not
are we gonna see them in the showcase, or you didn't
no.
post them yet? Okay. Okay, so it makes
um
sense to talk about them now because 'cause we're not going to talk about them later.
we could talk about them now. I am really hoping because I didn't get a chance to play much last weekend, or again, not last weekend, last time. I did not get to play as many games last time as I was hoping to.
Mhm.
Um, and both of the things I'm working on are in like a pretty good place. It'd be fun to play them, but like my priority this weekend is to play a bunch of stuff that other people made. So, um yeah, I have two games that I could technically post if the time feels right and there are people who want to play them and if you ask nicely. But
Alright.
but we'll see what happens. I'm like they say on the red carpet, I'm just happy to be here. So,
Okay. Well, I'm happy you're happy to be here. Well, some other people who are going to be with us, segue, are our special guests this weekend. And we'll show you real quick who those are if you haven't seen us posting this around social media or whatever. So on Friday, we're going to have Nicole Amato, as Jason Slingerland always says it. And she will be able to talk about experience working at Kickstarter. This is like a new role for her in the last 6 months or so. And there's a whole article about them bringing her on, and I do feel like when I saw they hired Nicole, that they're taking care of game designers. Uh,
mm,
so that she's going to be the contact for the game creators going forward. So really excited to have her with us.
mhm.
And you can just kind of ask her, drop into Coffee Talk to ask her whatever you want to ask her about, considering her bio as a game designer and the games outreach lead at Kickstarter. So that'll be 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Friday. And all of these are 4 p.m., 6 p.m. Eastern time. Just a 2 hour block when they'll be officially like with us is in the special guest spot. And they may or may not, all of these guests may or may not be around to play with us. No promises, but they're in the server and you can invite them to play with you. um,
Again, if
and
you ask nicely.
Yes. And then on Saturday, we'll have Riley Stock, who is the host of the Board Game Community Show podcast. And Zoe is watching right now. Thank you, Zoe, for the tip to listen to that podcast. I've been a guest, and Riley is a really friendly and welcoming person. Very excited to know Riley. And we'll be talking about building community online with Riley for those 2 hours. And then Anna Maria Phelps, who it's like very new news that she's starting a design studio or a game studio.
Mhm.
called Violet Daisy Games, but she's also somebody who's been part of the board game industry for a long time, and she's great at marketing, online marketing
Mhm.
particularly. So let me close that so we can see ourselves again.
Yeah.
So we'll have those people with us, and that's really exciting. And then
Stacked lineup.
another thing I want to real quick talk about, because it's new and I have it handy here. At least this is the print and play my print and play version of it. Ooh, it's very bright. Okay, there we go. This is a game, a single card game that I created for the Game Crafters Single Card Challenge, which is in voting right now. And so this is just a card that you can fill out. You can print it out and have this as a keepsake from your weekend at Protospiel Online, kind of like the bingo card. The instructions are on the front, and you can write the year, like the month and year here, to remember which one this is even. But the idea is to write the secret identity, real name, and game name of somebody on the spades team, the hearts team, clubs, etc. And to build it right into what we already do, if you want to earn entries off of doing this, it kind of just works like the bingo card. It's like an extra bingo card. So filling the whole thing up is like a bingo pattern, and filling one box up is like filling a bingo square up. So if you submit your bingo card for entries, the questions that it asks you about how many bingos did you get and how many squares did you fill, you can use this as part of the calculation. And if you want to do more than one, like if you fill one up and you want to keep going, go for it. You're welcome to do that. If you do
Whoa.
the print and play, 9 of them come out. So you might as well use them.
Well, we didn't talk about that beforehand. That's
I
news to
didn't
me.
I didn't clear it with David.
Whoa.
Oh, sorry. Y'all are in chat. I'm over here looking at the graphics and I don't see what you're saying here.
It's fine. They're just having a good time. Variant rules. I also like. I think Dino Corgi, I believe, is Jack. And then they said earlier, Protospiel is the Jeremy Bearimy of tabletop events.
What does that even mean?
If I'm remembering correctly, it's a reference to something that happens in the Good Place.
Oh.
But Jack, you might have to correct me on that. I
Oh, is
believe
it
that's.
like a spoiler alert kind of thing?
I don't think it's particularly spoilery, but it was funny. It made me laugh. So thank you, Jack, for joining us and making us laugh already. Yeah, and very variant rules confirmed. It is a little bit like a legacy game. It is kind of like you write on a thing and it's like a one and done, and that's
Oh,
it.
and I also will really quick, I think I have it handy. If you can vote for us, if you're watching this and you haven't done it already, and you have a Game Crafter account and a minute to find that entry, voting is open until Monday. So all Protospiel weekend voting will be open. So you can also, like, as you're talking to people this weekend, maybe prompt them to vote for us, because this challenge is going to be used for the Game Crafters Follies program, which, if you haven't heard of what it is, they're going to take a lot of different things. I don't think only single card games, but single card games are going to be a part of it.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, I think they're going to make things, or they're going to just put like fun, I don't know, maybe even just like bits sometimes in. Like Follies aren't necessarily a single card, but they're a extra present that they're going to put in
That's
every
cool.
shipment that they send out from now on. And many of these extra presents are going to be these single card games that people in their community made. And they're going to, anybody that they take the idea from, they're going to put a couple like little extra things on the card to make it like this metagame puzzle that you're playing with the game crafter, and they're encouraging the community to like share pictures of the follies that they get, so together we can solve the puzzle, like it, because nobody's going to
Whoa.
order so many stuff from the game crafter that they they have all the follies, right?
Whoa.
But but the encouragement is it's something that brings us all together. We show each other what comes in our box and we piece the puzzle together. So anyway, things that are in this contest they're really looking at them to include them in the follies, and they'll print 1,000 of them, or 2,000 of them, and they'll give the person a $200 shop credit as like the licensing deal. So I'll have like $200 to work with in making kind of first. Well, like for example, I had to order the game bits for the game design challenge. And so when I have to do things like that, like I have to order something first before I can put it up for sale, it'll really help me with doing projects like that. And I have a few things I want to make for you all and sell on the Game Crafter. So that'd be choice to get that 200 credit. And also, the more votes things get, I'm sure the sooner they're going to put them in the follies. And it'd be really great if we could get it in the folly before May so that people will see it before the next time we have Protospiel, and hopefully it can help us boost our attendance for May. That would be awesome. So that's why you should vote. There's a lot to that, I guess. But luckily, it takes less time to vote than it took to explain why it's important.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Right, yeah. They showed that this is their first folly. The measure things thing.
Oh.
It's a clear card that they made, that has like you could use it to measure dimensions of your parts, and like as you're trying to figure out what fits in a box and stuff. It's like
Wow.
just a poker size card that works like a ruler, and they put like some stuff on it, like a diamond with a 1, and like there's some other like unnecessary stuff on it
Uh-huh.
that is part of the puzzle.
Uh-huh.
So it's cool.
Fascinating. Should I queue up some royalty-free beats to chill and
Oh,
relax to?
yes, go ahead.
Um, there are 2 new options, Christmas and New Year.
Oh, New Year. Let's do it.
Do you wanna do New Year?
Oh, yeah, hopefully it's not overbearing. Some things are very loud and
I
overbearing, but we'll see
know.
how it goes. Oh my gosh.
I hate that.
It's like
It's
yeah,
terrible.
it really it makes me feel like I'm on a cartoon show and I'm supposed to be doing like a little dance or something.
Yeah, like in a toboggan, wildly careening off the edge of like a sheer cliff face. No.
Maybe
No,
the old
thank you.
standby of
I think
lo-fi is the
I
right
think
choice.
lo-fi is
Yeah.
God, sorry everyone. That was wonderful.
Oh, and back to what we were talking about before I interrupted with the link. But yes, it's Jack and the Good Place.
It is the Good Place, yes. And yeah, Jack, royalty-free lo-fi beats to study to the rain for witches, please. Yes, this is what we're doing. Oh, sorry, I'm knocking things over on my desk. Should we do this thing?
Oh, one more thing I want to show
yet.
y'all. Almost. I just want to show you about
Almost.
bingo because I don't focus on it enough. I know. I made my bingo card already, y'all. This is what's on it. Okay? If you want to try to get me to play your game because this is what's on Heather's card, you can see it. Maybe I'll put a picture of it in the Discord. That would probably be a good idea.
What?
In August, this is what my bingo card looked like at the end of the event. There are only 5 spots on this not filled out. David's shaking his head. It's because of David that's possible. So thank you, David. Like you helped take some of the load off me so I can play test, and then you didn't get to play test. So hopefully
I played 2 games last time.
Yours will be much more full this time as well. I think it makes sense that it'll be possible for you. It's just a limit of how much sleep do you need, I think, this time instead of
Exactly. No, it was a busy time last time.
Yeah. Okay, now I think we're ready to go.
Are we ready? Are we ready to rip?
Showcase.
All right. And of course I load this up and it's like not on the screen. There we go. So yeah, we're gonna.
Can you zoom in just a little bit to make it bigger? Like that. Like in browser. Yeah, like that. It's easier to read now.
Is that too much? No, that's good.
I think it's fine. Maybe one less, but I think it's good the way it is.
There we go. Yeah, that's better. Okay. Constellations. I
What is
feel like I've seen this. I feel like I've seen this somewhere.
I'm sorry,
Probably.
what is ARG, Uncle John Bob? Or do
Uh,
you know what ARG is?
yeah, it's either augmented reality or alternate reality game. It's like it tends to
Okay.
they are things like the first one that comes to
Okay.
mind for
That
me is like, yeah, alternate
I think
reality game.
augmented reality is AR, like, that's what I
Right.
would use as the abbreviation for augmented reality, so
This is
alternate reality
like
game.
this is like a good example of this was like when Valve released Portal 2. They announced it using an ARG where there was like a bunch of like cryptic puzzles and things hidden within like messages that they put out in the world and like stuff that they hid
Right.
in Steam in like back pages, and you could piece it all together and it like kind of took you to a destination, which was the announcement of a new game.
So we don't
um
think that the game crafter is putting any stuff, like, on their website hidden, but
I
maybe
mean
we
they
don't
could
know
they could
for
be,
sure.
we might
Yeah,
not know yet.
right.
um
And if they hear us
yeah,
talking about how it would be cool if they do that, they might just start doing it if
yeah,
they like the idea.
copy our homework, go for it. um yeah,
Awesome, but
so
sorry. Back to the
it's fine.
phobias.
Constellations. um A tiling game for 2 to 5. Backyard astronomers about discovering unique celestial shapes. Um, Usually you drive this part, so let me know
Yeah,
if
I
I'm going
do.
too fast or slow, or
And I'm working
do,
on, being
doing this
able
in
to
an.
see this and make sure I, pay attention to chat too.
I know. Um, it's true.
Mhm, mhm.
The narrative is usually an important part of an ARG. Yeah. So maybe Game Crafter might not do that because I get the sense from from what I've read so far that it is not a story, but maybe it is. Maybe we just haven't picked up on that part yet.
Seems like they can do lots of different things with it, like, every year they could do something different or whatever if they're
Mhm.
gonna do it for a long time. I missed the name of the designer on this one. Can you say that?
Yeah, this is Kyle. This is Kyle Cushman.
Okay.
Um, yeah, this is I can't remember where I've seen this, but this looks really fun. Um,
Mm,
Looks
mm,
really
mm,
nice.
mm.
Um,
And it's
yeah,
a card game, it's on tabletop playground, right? See, I'm learning
I think so.
I'm learning the experience like
Yes.
David says, I usually drive. I'm learning the experience of all y'all watching the stream and how easy or hard it is to see everything. So that's helpful, right?
Yeah.
For me to know.
Cool. Good stuff. It is mid development, casual, 5 minute teach, 30-minute test, 10-minute talk. I love that. I love to be wrapping things up in less than an hour.
Is it something that looks like a 18-ish card game or like a Mint Tin type game
It doesn't,
to you?
and I'm only saying that because of this like stack of cards here. It looks pretty dense.
Okay.
So I don't think it is. I am not getting the sense that it is a 18 card thing. It could be a Mint Tin thing, but I don't.
Yeah.
That's not my takeaway from this.
Okay.
Looking for a publisher or potentially self-publishing, open to crowdfunding, open to retail. So,
Okay, cool.
cool.
Oh,
Cool.
yeah, and so tip for others, if you didn't think of this already, and maybe all of you did, and you're like, duh, Heather, that's what everybody does. But you can just open this game as you listen to us talk about it if you want to see closer and use the buttons at the bottom, right? So the next thing is from Constellation. Actually, is Constellations the very first one? Because I see Turkey Trial too. And that's like, oh wow, interesting.
Constellations ended up on here twice. So yeah,
Oh, that's
we've got a
why.
couple of Kyle's games in here. So So yeah, why don't we move forward to flip the script and then we'll hit that other one. So this is another game by Kyle, storytelling game where players flip narrative cards together to create a story, make suggestions to improve. It feels like there's a very intentional use of quotation marks there. Each other's stories and award each other for specific story moments. 45-minute test, 5 minute each, 3 to 5 player play count, and also on TTP.
Oh, David, something's wrong.
Uh-oh, what's wrong?
We're not really at the beginning. There's like a missing page that we're not getting to, I think. Like when you started with, and this is, this is an example of the problems with this system that I've built. So many problems, but we started on page 5, I think, but there's actually a page 6. Oh yeah, there's 2 I see what you're saying. Okay, there's only one that we missed, and it is the turkey trial. That's what happened. So it's almost okay, but there's a couple that are like on a page that there's no
there's no way to get to the page.
Right. Well, there is if you know the navigation, which I'll send you, but
okay.
But there's no button on the page. The button disappears.
Yeah, should you drive then? Are you
No,
is it working for you now?
No, it's not really working for me. I can't share my screen. That's why we did you. Tech difficulties, everybody.
The world is hell.
Well, but there's only one missing. Like there are buttons at the bottom of the individual pages. So so actually here, this is what I'll do. I'll give you
God, there's so many.
I'll give you the
we gotta get moving.
Turkey trial link. Oh, it always goes faster than you think.
No, I have turkey trial right here. Is that the only one that we're missing?
Yeah, it's the only one that.
Yeah, I've got
the script.
I've got turkey trial.
Cool.
Let's go. All right.
But you're not sharing your screen anymore.
Yeah, no, now I am. There we go. Cool. Turkey trial.
Got it.
Okay, this is one by Jonathan. This is specifically an 18-card escape room game. Work together to solve puzzles involving logic, wordplay, and observation. This is one of the easier games in the series.
It's good to know.
That sounds tasty. 2 to 3 players, 60-minute test. Oh, this is a part of Holiday Hijinks. Okay.
Yeah, and it's actually kind of interesting that Thanksgiving didn't make it in before, like, Groundhog Day, right? Isn't Groundhog Day one of them?
Interesting. I'm not... I think so. That sounds familiar. I'm not super familiar with this series, but
There's certainly one about 4th of July, I think. There's definitely one about birthdays, birthday burglary. So Thanksgiving is a pretty like big deal holiday. So, and since there's only one turkey pardon per year, it seems like it should be difficult, says Jack.
Well, we shall see. Yet to be determined. Cool. So I think if
Interesting. So people voted, and people wanted Groundhog Day more than Thanksgiving, I guess.
Huh.
Because of the holiday, Jonathan, or because of the specific game that like people had played and liked it? Anyway.
Okay.
He'll answer in a second.
Next up, Nova Raiders. By Roger. Fast-paced 2 to 4 abstract space-themed game. Draft dice. Move your spaceships around an unstable star. Race to gather as much energy as you can before the star goes supernova. I believe we have seen this one before, yeah? This is not its first Protospiel online experience? Or
Let me look at it over. Maybe. I don't specifically remember this one. It kind of reminds me of some other things, but by Roger? Well, the one that I remember specifically from Roger is the Spider Apocalypse game, which is also in here. But it's not called that, but that's the theme.
Yeah, that's the one that like the spiders making webs over like a nuclear warhead or something like that, right? Is that the one?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. I haven't played this one that we're looking at, but he might have brought it before.
Yeah. Jonathan is saying that he's played Nova Raiders in a couple previous events. So yeah, this is making a return appearance. Jonathan's also saying that it's different than the Spider game. So yeah, the two different games. I think we'll probably see that Spider one soon.
I think it's coming up. Yeah.
Yeah, I bet it's. I wouldn't be surprised if it is the next one. It is not. The next one is La Familia, a mafia-themed, team-based trick-taking game. A new and unique situation is introduced each round, resulting in a fun and interesting challenge for 2 to 4 players. Cool.
Also Roger. That's why it's
also
the
Roger.
Very next one. But yeah, I think the one we're talking about is the next one.
Sorry, I'm futzing with the volume. There we go. Okay. Yeah, here we go. There are some photos or pictures. Looks like it's running on screen top.
Oh. La Familia is?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Always interesting to see a trick taker that plays it too. So that'll be cool. Awesome. Next up. Here we go. Arachnid. This is the spiders over the warhead one. In this cooperative game, you are spiders in a nuclear missile silo, just like silo, just like. I mean, that's like. It's a friggin' Thursday night for me. You must fend off invaders, catch food, and acquire the keys of knowledge. Again, that was last night. Launch the nukes to bring on the new age of Arachnid. Wow.
Yeah, so it's like if spiders started World War III.
A lot happening in that paragraph. 3 to 4 players, 45-minute test, 20-minute, 15 minutes each on Tabletop Playground.
Very good.
Awesome. Yeah, and Jack, it is kind of a slightly similar board, right? A little more color on the other one, but it's given. I think that's like where I was misremembering as well. Is like at a glance, it was feeling like a similar board setup. Looking for a publisher. Yeah. I have seen this one so many times, and I'm so curious about it.
I haven't played it yet.
And I have not played it yet. I
Sounds
feel like Roger and I
it.
don't tend to line up well in terms of our time.
Well, he's in your time zone now. Where you live is where he lives.
I know.
Or time zone where he lives, yeah. Hello.
We'll see. We'll see what happens. What's happening?
All right.
So he says Wednesdays when I collect the keys. Zoe, same. Like, on a good Wednesday, I might double dip, do 2 rounds of key collect. You know how it goes. Oh my god. Sum it up.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
this is the tip I want to give you, David. At the bottom of the post, You
Mhm.
don't have to go back to the big
Oh,
list.
you mean I
You
can
can
just, like,
just
click this
yeah, you can navigate from the
extremely
bottom.
obvious thing down at the bottom of the page?
That is how I found
So
the missing post. What I was clicking that stuff.
right. So
Yeah.
what you're saying is if I just, like, finish doing my job and scroll to the bottom of the page, this would be
Well, I'm the one who built the page, so I know where all the links are.
Oh god. Great.
But yeah,
Um,
that's easier and faster to move
yeah,
through.
that's so much easier, thank you. Um, Sum it up.
So this one is right now, everybody. This one is only a physical prototype. This person needs our help to understand online playtesting,
I mean, I need our help to understand online
I think will
playtesting.
be with us at the very least to play test. And so this is a like online game design or gameplay newcomer
Mhm.
that needs people to play with her. And so we'll see how it goes.
Yes.
But yeah, so what you see here, you would not be able to play this weekend, but it's possible that this could become something playable by Sunday. So we'll see. We'll find out the journey.
We're gonna find out.
Everybody who's at the event.
Players will formulate a series of equations and be the first to lay claim to one of 20 sum it up squares on the board, each assigned varied point values. The player with the most points wins. If this is like
Sounds
math
like a math
equations,
game. Yeah.
then I really hope I'm not playing this at like 9 p.m. on Sunday
Right.
when I
That's like
am falling apart.
it's designed to be an educational game, like to
Yeah,
help people
I
to
think
help
that sounds
like
right.
during probably
Yeah.
elementary school level math learning.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Plays 2 to 6. So you could certainly get a lot of people in there. And the playtest platform, Heather mentioned, right now it says Discord video chat, but we'll see what happens over the
mhm.
course of the
Or
weekend.
yeah, I mean maybe the Discord video chat would just be a conversation about how to like which platform would be best to build
Sure.
it in and what the best next steps are. That
I mean,
also
if it really
be helpful.
is just this, I'm looking at that. That feels like a very simple screen top adaptation.
I've talked to this designer in the background, and it's not just that. There are tiles that go on it. So yeah, it's
Mhm.
always the answer is always screen top. It's the first one that came to mind for me too, but it
Yeah.
is, you gotta get your mind framed around it. And when you have not even played a game on screen top yet, that might be a little much. So, but we'll just see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. Amazing.
But this person is game and excited, so well, yeah. So let's just be gentle and not pile on too much information at once and in small doses. It's possible to get on board
Yes.
and understand it. Yeah.
Yes. All right. Trial by combat. This sounds
Oh,
familiar.
this person had to cancel attending.
Oh,
I think, right? Wait. Am I wrong? Let me not say things are not true because it's kind of hard to read it unless I'm looking at the page. Oh no! Wait a minute. This is a different person. I take it back.
great. Christopher Kaywood. We're so excited to have you. Turn-based tactical arena fighting game. This game is designed for an easy-to-learn, fast-paced fighting experience. Utilize cards, movement, and spatial awareness to be the last challenger standing.
Cool.
Fantastic. I'm seeing cards with like what
Area
almost look
effect,
like it.
sort of.
Yeah, it almost looks like it's reminding me like, and this might just be the like chessboard and like a limited number of figures on it thing. It's oh, what's the game that comes in a tube and then you roll it out and you've got the cards and you do the movement based on the
Are you
cards.
thinking of Onitama?
Yes, I am. Thank you.
It's
Um,
yeah. It's not. Mine is not a tube. It's square, but it is long and thin. I don't know, but maybe it comes in different ways. It does have a mat, but it's not.
yeah, doesn't it like comes rolled up and you like
The
It's like
yeah,
in a like a
the board
I guess it's like
is a
not a
neoprene
tube, but
mat,
it's yeah,
but
yeah,
the box it comes in is a square box or
yeah.
a rectangular box that
It's
has,
a
like, a magnet clasp.
it
It's
is
nice.
a
It's very
it is a
fancy.
prism. It is a tube is not a tube, it is a prism. Um, amazing.
Oh, yeah, I did a playtest in Google Sheets. Wow,
Because the
because
person
it
found
was easy.
typing conditional color equations into the sheet easier.
Oh,
What were you playing?
you're saying you played somebody's game that they had built their game in a spreadsheet, right? Like, not you decided to build your game in a spreadsheet because a player thought that would be easier, but, like, you met a designer that found this to be the easiest way to build. You know, it sounds it might sound silly that they would find this easier, but here's the thing. They probably use spreadsheets for their job, you know? They just this information is stored in their brain, and they didn't have to learn another tool to be able to do it, and it's
Yeah,
already hard to choose, like,
I
what mechanics you wanna use and do all that stuff, so
I
it's
wish
just a lot of things you
useful
have to put
things were
together.
stored in my brain. 'Cause I'll tell you what,
Yeah,
it's
someone
about
else's game.
34 years of garbage up there. Um,
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you're actually here with us, Trial by Combat. I
yes.
think the name of your game is similar to somebody else's
I think
screen
there is
name, so
someone
I
with
got
the
confused.
username Trial by Combat attending.
Okay, that's why.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Yeah.
think it is
It's
someone
either
different.
the same name or it's, like, really close, so it got my wires crossed there.
Got it. Okay. Um,
Okay.
amazing.
It's a short game
Amazing.
if two-player.
On to the next one. Loaded Dice. This is by Nick. Players place bets to try and win money from a casino. They use cards in their hand to change the outcome of a die. Collusion is welcome. The player with the most money pays out the winners.
Hmm. Hmm, interesting.
Uh huh.
Meaning, like, if I'm following, then it would be like getting the most money is actually bad. It's one of those games where you don't wanna be first place.
That's kind of how I'm reading it too. Yeah.
So
3 to 5 players, 5 minutes each, 30-minute test. A lot of really tight, small things so far. Um,
mhm.
good stuff. Um, yeah, great. Just wanted to make sure I wasn't missing anything. This one is familiar.
Oh, are you saying that, Jonathan, because 'cause you've played that game?
Hmm?
The King of the Hill game? Or I don't think Jonathan's the designer on that game.
Oh, yeah, no, I think Jonathan is talking about the um Nick is a Grubs member. Okay, so Jonathan has it
Oh,
sounds like has
okay.
played this game because
Gotcha,
Nick
gotcha.
is in that group. Yeah.
So that game we
Um
were just looking at is King of the Hill. You need you need to be the house to win, but
yeah, let me
everybody's
jump back.
attacking you. Okay,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Cool. Nylon, Chaos Sky Pirates. It's a co-op lane defense Sky Pirate theme with sharks, obviously. Um, this is by Colin and Kenneth. This is, I think, definitely making a return appearance.
Yes.
Um, and
And
we're nearing completion now.
I know they're looking for unguided tests, so
Oh, cool.
people who are into reading rules, this is your game. It's a
Mhm,
lane defense cooperative game.
mhm, mhm. Um, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I think Emily mentioned impressed with the short time estimates. Yeah, I think this is the first one we're seeing so far tonight that has a um, longer time attached to it. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens. But I've heard a lot of good things about this one, and I keep meaning to give it a shot. But again, like it just never seems to line up. So hopefully this time. Bot Builders
I think
by
this
Matt.
I know this has come before,
Mm-hmm.
but it looks like it's got a very different setup this time than
Mm-hmm.
I haven't played it before, but I know it's come before.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not what I remember it looking like either. So it
Oh,
looks like
Nylon
it.
was the first person telling the truth, John says. About how long it's gonna
Yeah,
take.
right. Like, how much do we want to bet that all of these 30-minute games are like run a little closer to like 2 hours?
Yeah, yeah. And I mean, the
I see right
especially
through
when
you.
you spend time on the feedback, which is the reason you're playing it, so you wanna make sure not to
Yeah,
skimp on that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And if you notice that your game is taking longer than anticipated, you can't change it on this entry, but you can change it
Mhm.
on your players wanted LFG card. So
Right.
please do that over the course of the weekend. If you were noticing that your game is running longer than the time you initially put, go ahead and change that. If you need help doing that, we can help you. But it definitely helps. It helps your playtesters. It helps the mods in LFG pair you up with people,
Mhm.
and it'll honestly help you as well.
Yeah, you'll
Because
get
you'll be
people.
able to schedule your time better,
Y
and yeah, you'll get the
yeah.
people who are ready to
Who
play that.
people who have time and they're not in a rush, right? Because if you tell
Mhm.
somebody it's only gonna take 30 minutes and they have to go eat dinner or whatever, they're
Yeah.
gonna be, like, kind of rushing the feedback.
Yep.
What
100%.
and, like, along those lines, as you mentioned the players wanted card, just for
Mhm.
people who are new and watching this, the difference between what we're looking at now and the players wanted card, they're really similar because you fill out a form for both of them on
Mhm.
our website, and it asks you a lot of the same questions, but that is the reason that they're a totally different form and you're not using stuff from this for that because you can't edit this and it's posted publicly on the website. Whereas when you fill out the form to post your players wanted card, it's going to show up into the kind of automatically show up in Discord, and you'll be able to grab the last thing you entered when you're wanting to enter it again and then make edit. Like, so it'll pre-populate, you can pre-populate the form with everything you put in the form last time once you submit the form once, but you're able to change individual things before you actually submit it. And that's what David means when he says, like, you can grab the times that you used last time and what you're saying you're
Mhm.
looking for and everything, but then you can change it to, oh, actually, like this time I'm not looking for I'm not looking to test whether the 5 players works, but I'm just looking to test
Yeah.
whether this one card that I had worked or whatever you
Yeah.
wanna say. You can change it or not have to if you don't wanna have to rewrite things every time, you
Yeah.
also won't have to.
It's also maybe a good thing worth mentioning that, like, as a reminder, you don't always necessarily need to play all the way through your game to get the notes you need. Um,
Mhm.
sometimes you can make it like halfway, 75% through a game, and you've seen what you need to see. Your playtesters see what they need to see in order to give you feedback, and that might be all you need. So, um, know when to call it.
Mhm.
And again, it gives everybody more time to test stuff, and it gives you more time to like iterate. Um, so if you're feeling like you don't need to play through your entire game to get what you need, yeah, exactly, Jack. Finishing games is for publishers. Cool. Yeah, let's talk about bot builders. Tableau building and robot building game for 2 to 4 players, ages 12 and up. Thank goodness.
Mhm.
Um, the your goal is to create and customize a group of robots to earn points in an arena game. 10-minute teach, 75-minute test, 2 to 4 players. It's on screen top, nearing completion. There's a video if you want to watch it. We're not going to do that now. I'm sure it's great. Um,
It might not work because I kind of remember somebody saying there was a problem, but it's in Clubhouse.
it might, yeah, it's in
Yeah.
Clubhouse. It might not work. I mostly don't want to click it I want to
Anyway,
watch it,
though.
but
Yeah,
I don't want
but
to
not
click it
during the
because I
stream.
don't know if there's any like copyright music or anything in there that's going to get Daddy Bezos mad at us and get us canceled from Twitter or Twitch. So,
Um,
um,
and also to answer the
sweet,
question that
sweet
Jonathan
Papa Bezos
that
needs his
Jonathan asked,
money.
the players wanted card, it's only turned on and actually posting into the server when the convention is open. So if you want to
Yes.
like get a little bit more ready, it's a little scary because you don't know, you're not seeing when we're turning it on or not, but we're not going to turn it on until right before noon on Friday. So as long as you have that insider information, you can fill out that form and just submit it, and then like
Mhm,
what you're wanting to post for your games will be saved and like ready for you to grab quickly when
mhm.
Jonathan's going to be in there Friday, like quick draw, like, ooh, my game first.
Good, good. Do it. I I don't want any modesty going into Friday. I want to rip the Band-Aid off. We are starting at noon. No
Exactly.
hellos. We're going straight to the games.
David.
S- If any of you come into here with niceties, kicking you out. um, yeah, everything Heather said, nothing I said. Let's talk about Photographic World. This game is fantastic. This was one of the 2 games I played last time. Um, it's really good. This is by Juliet. Um,
And
Photographic World.
I
Yeah.
know there were like a lot of feedback and stuff from last time, so it'll be interesting to see which things, like which pieces of feedback made it into the
Mhm.
changes too.
Yeah, I mean, what I remember about the feedback though was like
It was like largely graphic design
it was
stuff,
yeah, it was
like how
mostly
to
like
just make what the game is, how the game is supposed to work clearer and easier to engage with,
it
right?
was a lot of technical stuff, but I
Mhm.
remember really enjoying the it has a fun worker placement adjacent selection system that is very clever, presents some fun choices. Um, I had a really good time playing this. I did not realize there was a solo version, which is
Maybe that's new.
kind of spicy.
Mhm. Well,
Definitely
yeah,
going to ask her about that.
David loves solo
I
games.
love
David
solo
is a solo
games.
player, so
It's mostly because I don't have friends, so it's much to play the games. I
that's
don't know 5 people. Please. So
Yes, this is a 7, well, I think it's a 60-hour event technically since it starts at noon and it on Friday and it goes to midnight on Sunday.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
but
yeah.
yes, we never shut it down. We have 2 voice channels open during like waking times in North America and only
Mhm,
1 open overnight North America, but we build it to be a place where international game designers can come and play together with each other and with US game
yeah,
designers and
for
everything.
sure.
Oops, wrong one.
Huh?
Sorry,
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah,
was
yeah.
trying to say this round the clock thing. That
Yep.
Yeah, but there are definitely busy and quiet times, of course. The more of you who know people in, like, for those of you who are in Europe or Australia or Oceania area, definitely invite your friends. The more of you there are, the more of you can play together when we're asleep. But we love to be able to play with you, and we love for you to be able to play with us, right? The people in North America. So it's like
Mhm.
sometimes we're asleep and you need to play with each other, but when we're awake, we're excited to be able to play with you, and vice
Yeah.
versa. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, amazing. Packed. This is, from Zach.
Hmm.
I've wanted to try this one for a little bit, and I know yeah, I was gonna say, this is a chunkier one. It's gonna come in at 120 minutes with a 20-minute teach. I did not realize this, started at 3, like, it was only 3
Oh,
or 4
okay.
players. Um, For some reason, I thought this could play too, but it kind of actually makes sense based on what I know about it.
It makes me think of Root, kind of. I
Well,
guess.
Zach has described it as like a mashup of Root and Twilight Struggle.
Okay.
Um, so I think
Wow.
it is living in that world a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
and you can see photos of it being played in person, and it's huge.
it's big. It's
Yeah, it
big.
looks like it takes up a lot of table space.
Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, Zach is in Europe. So if you want to play
That's good.
Pact, you're probably going to want to log in early.
Mhm.
Um, if you're in the US. Um, but yeah, looking forward to seeing that one again. And what did we say? Is that screen top tabletop playground that you can play that on? Moving along, another one from Zach, Cycle. I don't know anything about this one. Do you? Have you heard of this? This one's new to me.
Mm, there was a time when he was just playing around with a Moncala, like a made up Moncala mechanic game that was
Mhm,
like one of those, is this even a game kind of
mhm,
sessions, that this might have come out of that, but it didn't really
mhm,
have a name then or anything.
mhm. Yeah, and Jonathan brings up a good point. He might just be looking for 3 to 4 for the test. That might not actually be the on the box player count. Um, so that's a good point. That could be true. Um, the yeah, this is yeah, and again, if we're following that logic, this could be he's only looking to test with 2 players, or this might be an exclusively 2-player game.
Hmm.
Um,
The goal of this post is to say how many it plays. Like, this is kind of just your
that's
refer
how
people to this page. This is the point of the game. And that is the way in which it's different what you're going to submit for the players wanted. Then you just say, this
uh,
time I'm playing, I want this many. But it is totally possible that people get the two mixed because the submission process is
yeah.
so similar.
When
Mhm.
I filled out the what we're looking at now, these like game, you know, prototype listing post things, I'm thinking of this more as like a digital sell sheet. Right.
Mhm.
So like this is the information I would put on a sell sheet that I would present to a publisher. Like what is
Right.
this thing? What
But
are the specs?
you don't have
Yeah,
to do the layout. You just answer the
exactly.
questions and it kind
Yeah.
of makes like a blog
Exactly.
post for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you haven't filled this out yet and you're wondering like what should I put on this, that's one way you could think of it. Um
Mhm. And if you fill it out while we're talking, we'll end up showing it on the stream. If you're watching right now and you're
yeah,
like, my coin's not in there.
you could keep us here all night. Just keep putting
There's a finite amount of things people might add, but
there's also a finite amount of these that I'm going to go through. So there is a point where I'm going to cut you all off.
mhm. David's
um,
bark is worse than his bite.
that's true. Let's look at set list. This is also
I
from
think
Matt.
this is
I
new.
don't know anything about this one. Early prototype. Um, I think Matt actually posted something about this with the question of like, how open are we to stuff that is like
Mhm.
brand new, like never been played before with people, maybe even just in like the idea phase. And the answer we gave in the server was like extremely open to it. There is no requirement for how far into development your game needs to be in order for it to be tested um, at the event. So
And in fact, I
yeah.
would say that like that's Protospiel's what's special about Protospiel in person as well. I know that the
Mhm.
first time I went to a Protospiel, I was just welcomed with such open arms because I was open to listening and I had questions. And that's really what Protospiel is about, is receiving
Yeah.
like feedback from others, and I was willing to iterate. And I am a ridiculous night owl who
Mhm.
who stayed up and changed my game overnight. You can totally do that on online too, and actually probably more easily than I did, because
Yeah.
it's a lot faster to switch. Like, because you don't have to cut any cards out. Like, you only do the graphic design part, load it into something, and then you could
Yeah.
try it differently. But yeah, people like and we really try to push for that ethos too at Protospiel Online, that just
Yeah.
a really baby idea is a good thing to bring here. It does not have to be polished. For some reason, it feels like a lot of people, I get a lot of feedback that people feel like Protospiel Online is like the big leagues. Like, this is where you come when you're really good at this. This
If
is
you've been watching the
exactly the
last hour
opposite.
of this, you know this is not the big. Are you serious?
Yes, I have a lot of people say things that make it
Uh,
sound like they don't think they're worthy or they're ready to come to Protospiel Online, and I struggle to make it clear that this is for you. Both, it's for you to meet people who are seasoned if you're new, it's for you to help people who are new if you're seasoned, and meet people who are new if you're new, and see your old friends if you're seasoned. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's very, very flattering to be referred to as the big leagues, but no.
Yes, we have just a server full of people with imposter syndrome. That's probably what I should like put in an
Yeah.
ad for this or something like that. Because it's super true. Yeah.
Well, I'm amped to click this because we already know what this is, and if I don't get a chance to play this weekend,
Yeah, I got to play
then
it, and
I'm
David was super jealous. I was like sending him screenshots of the play, and he was like, "What? No."
yeah, I'm like sitting in like LFG alone, waiting for waiting for someone to post a card, and I'm getting like all these screenshots of this game. Like,
Oh.
it was fine. It's fine. I'm glad you had fun. It looks really good. Yeah, this is one of those games that like you hear the pitch and it just kind of sells itself.
Oh, yeah, you're just saying how excited you are and not saying the pitch out loud, though, so maybe we
I
should
know.
do
All right,
that.
so let's do it. This is from Emily. This is a cooperative game where you are mischievous kitties bent on domicile domination. Scavenge the house for parts, build clever contraptions, catch mice, and evade the dog to prove you're good kitties. It's got like scenarios that are different tasks and things you're doing as a team. The one that I know has been brought up a couple times is you have to like frame the dog for like causing a mess or something, right? Like you have to use like a selfie stick to like make the dog look like it did something. It's great.
And when
It's
you,
great.
I believe this is probably still a mechanic when sometimes you do something wrong, like you get in an altercation with the dog, and this is all set overnight when your humans are asleep.
Mm-hmm.
So you shouldn't be making noise. If you do something noisy or you like scratch something up, you need to catch extra mice to make it up to the humans. So you're still good kitties.
Again, this has a video. You should absolutely watch it. We're not going to play it now because, again, Papa Jeff needs his money, and we'll get kicked off the internet. But yeah, this is. It's. I think I've only heard good things about this. I'm so excited to try it, and hopefully, this will be the weekend it happens.
And it's like a campaign game. I mean, I just played the one campaign, so it's a huge project. It's a big undertaking, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
That Emily's working on it.
And then another one that I know about that I haven't had a chance to try, by the one and only Joachim. We workshopped this title at the last event. We were trying to figure out like punny names for this, and we came up with Hamper Scamper.
It makes me think of a hamster when I hear it for some reason.
No,
it immediately makes me think of like a rodent.
No, it's a two-player game where you are gathering laundry from your room and putting it in a hamper. You're taking turns to remove tiles from the board, following simple rules. Take the last tile, and you lose the game. It is so simple. Like this one actually, I can tell you right now, 5-minute teach, 15-minute test, 15-minute talk. That's absolutely true for this. Like we almost played it in coffee talk, because it was like we were doing the workshopping of the title in there, and like we were looking at it, and like it was so easy that we probably could have just run it in there. Like it's very straightforward, but there's a lot of like fun choices and
Ooh,
decisions, and it's very cute and nice.
always nice to see a take my money endorsement.
Is it, Jack, is that in reference to Hamper Scamper or Good
I think
Kitties?
it didn't. He didn't say like this one a lot until. Yeah.
Hamper Scamper. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, yeah. Oh, and there's a video for this as well.
Hmm.
Cool.
Very good.
Good. I like the embarrassing thing is I've never played any of Joachim's games because again, like he's in Europe, and we tend to not line up when he has stuff in LFG. So I'm gonna really try hard this time to make sure this happens. But this is another one of his games. Eterna? Class of
Eterna.
Elements? Eterna?
I've
Class of
seen
Elements?
the video for it, and that's it's like a British lady, but she's like Eterna. You know?
Eterna.
So I think that's how it's pronounced.
Great. Have you played this?
No, I've just watched that video. The ones of Joachim's I've played, I can't remember the name of that marble game, but that marble game,
For all the marbles, I really
yeah,
want to play that.
and that was really fun. And the and Feud, which is the one that's really close to done and about to go. It's a
Yeah.
it's a 2-player battler game, so it's a very head like I attack you, I attack you, I attack you. There's a lot of doing that in that game,
Yeah.
which is not necessarily my style of game, but it's from people who like that kind of game. He's been sending it out to reviewers, and they've been giving him like really stellar reviews, like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, this is
Yeah.
so amazing and so replayable and everything. So that's
Yeah.
exciting.
I'm excited about that one. The this
I
is
don't
kind of
think it's in the listing though. We're kind of going off script there.
yes.
When we mentioned Feud.
This is kind of almost given me sort of looks a little bit like Spirit Island. It's kind of got that like a similar. Although I think it's competitive. It's not co-op, is it?
Yes, and it's like a 3-way. Each of you is a different element, attacking one another. Kind of area control type game. Like each of you has a different. It's like an asymmetric power. Maybe 3 people exactly need to play it every time.
It does. Yeah. I mean, it does say
3. Like explicitly 3. Yeah, and I think it's not just a recommended. I think you need all 3 of the roles for the game to work.
Interesting. Cool. It has impressive illustrations.
Wow. But it's true though.
I think a bunch of them have said this, and I just decided to call it out this one time.
We shouldn't make fun of people who say it, because we're encouraging people not to have imposter syndrome.
I'm not making fun of anybody. I noticed it this one time, and I decided to call it out. I don't know if I'm getting tired or what, but I saw it and I was like, ooh, impressive illustrations. Scars of Ether. I have played this. I played it one time at least a year ago. It was a while ago, and I know Maya's done a ton of work on this, especially recently. She's really been like overhauling a bunch of stuff on this. So I'm excited to see where it is. No imposter syndrome. We're not doing that. We're not doing imposter syndrome this weekend. Stop it. Yeah, this is all I remember about this was a very, very cool and puzzly card-based action system. and I don't think I could like tell you exactly how it worked, but I remember thinking about it for like a few days afterwards and thinking like that's cool. Like there's a cool thing happening here. Um
I haven't
and
played it, but I hear talking about it a lot, and it sounds like it's gone through quite a few iterations too.
yeah.
So,
Yeah. This is on screen top. I didn't realize you could solo this. That's interesting. That might be new. Um but yeah, it's not long. I think this teach, test, and talk time is probably pretty accurate. Like there's a decent chunk of rules, but it's actually not like when you play it that complicated. And it does play pretty quickly. So I bet this is an accurate estimate here. It's cool. It's cool. It's got a really tricky exhaustion system. I think this is the thing I'm remembering. Is like you spend points to do things, but it's like it maybe is like a little bit like how Oath works with like that kind of similar like exhaustion thing where like you use those points but then they replenish between turns. I might be misremembering it a little bit, but it I really enjoyed it. Yeah, and this is Maya's first Protospiel online. Um, so really, really excited to have Maya join this time. Um,
oh yeah, Maya did help us with some Cell Sheet review before
mhm,
actually becoming an attendee, though. So
mhm.
now she actually gets to see what it's like to be an attendee.
Yes, yes, yes.
Yep.
Another game from another game.
Okay, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt you again, David. What
Yeah,
is Poggers? Okay, like I let you say it once without interrogating what it is, but what is it? I'm out. I'm out of the loop. Do you know what it is, David?
I mean, I probably should.
Wait a minute. Poggers is Poggers. Okay.
I'm gonna pop open an incognito tab real quick. Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, you see, the only like I get made fun of for not being online enough a lot because I don't understand any of these
You're
references.
not online enough.
But the only reason I get made fun of for it is because I'm the one who says out loud that I don't understand. I'm willing to admit that I don't understand, so I
This
can
one I
come to
did not know.
understand.
This one I did not know.
I'm the most not online person there is. It's hilarious. I like spend my whole day building things online and then I don't understand any memes or anything like
Yeah.
that, but it's okay.
This one is yeah. I once I saw like the image that was associated with it, it clicked, but I don't think I'd ever seen that phrase before. Anyways,
Okay, so very excited for this game. Moving on. That was the point, though. That whole aside.
Knitting Circle. I don't know.
So I don't know how she snuck this in because I have never heard of this. The next one you're going to show I have heard of, but this one is a surprise to me.
So Emily's been coming to the accountability calls that we do in the building the game Discord recently, and I feel like this has come up.
Now,
Am I
actually,
making that
Emily,
up?
I might have not been there that one time, but oh, the podcast about cozy games. I know that you got a set for the design challenge, but nothing here is an idea on that yet, I think. So this is something that came not from the design challenge that you had in a separate way, it looks like. Not yet. Sweet.
It's an early stage prototype inspired by knitting, currently working on understanding how it scales to more than 2 players, looking for whether it can be simplified even more. Currently playing 30 minutes for 2 players, mostly simultaneous, so I think it will scale well to larger player counts. Yeah, sign me up. It sounds great.
Emily wants something that can be done faster than Good Kitties, probably. Something that doesn't have 10 scenarios or whatever.
Yeah, this sounds great. And this is the one that I do know about this. Another one from Emily. Take that card game. Sorry, excuse me. Pirates of the High Teas. Take that card game of baking and sabotage on the high seas. Bake sets of afternoon tea recipes paired with secret teas. Do you have what it takes to win by hook or by cook? Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Come on.
I have to give you guys a side that, like, the side chatter in chat that I'm showing you. You can't see emojis when I show it on our screen, and somehow an emoji that looks like a very sad face is called Bible Thump. So that's why Drentsov seemed to be saying Bible Thump in complete out of context way.
That's so that is Isaac from the video game The Binding of Isaac. Based on the biblical story. And
this is my
yeah,
not onlineness.
Yeah, it's like a little crying baby. That's what that is. And yes, Maya. Only 2 players. Only 2 players on Scars. No worries. But
has that like gone back and forth? Has it sometimes not been a 2-player game and now it is?
I think it's always been 2. Sure. It's Isaac, not Bobby. Did I say?
Wait, I was going to explain, but David beat me to it.
Yeah, I was explaining the Binding of Isaac. Yeah.
Got it.
Cool. Yeah, again, this sounds great. Currently working through how well the game will scale to larger player numbers.
Okay.
So yeah, we'll make sure when this one comes through, in LFG, to try and get closer to that 5-player count, but you never know. Someone said it was a crying baby. I mean, Isaac is a little crying baby.
There would be reason to cry in that scenario where your father is threatening to sacrifice you on a fire.
I mean, the game is bleak. It's like pretty bleak. It is not a pleasant experience.
Hey, Tanner.
Hello, Tanner. I suppose he is Bobby. He looks like a little Bobby.
Well, it's a crying face. I don't know. It's whether it's a baby
that's
or
what
not.
He looks like. That's what he looks like in the game.
Crying.
He looks like a little naked baby. Anyways, sorry, Emily, we got distracted. But yeah,
a game of
Pirates of the High Teas. Excited about this one as well.
Yes.
Castles of the Conqueror. Sean Ball, who has attended in the past. I think.
I know Sean from Protospiel, Michigan, so has come to some of the early Protospiel onlines, but it's been a little while, so it'll be good to have him back.
Tanner, the one you just finished playtesting with the Grubs group, is that Castles of the Conqueror?
Cool.
Heavy Euro style roll and write. Wow. Each player will assume the role of tenant-in-chief appointed by King William the Conqueror to build and fortify a castle in their manor. Okay, so heavy, but not going to take you the entire day. 90-minute with the 20-minute teach. That's not so bad. But it does look like there's a lot going on. And this is going to be in screen top. So always interested to see how people are pulling off roll and writes. In screen top.
This would be the major reason I would play, is just to
see how it's being done.
Because I've been telling people You probably should use TTP if you want to do a roll and write so
Yeah.
far, but maybe I can be proved wrong, and I would love to be. So
Yeah,
I want there to be more options.
totally. Yeah, building castles, impressing a guy named Bill. Sounds good.
Pressing a guy named Bill. Okay. That was random.
No, it's not. It's what it says. It's
I know,
appointed
but
by
you're
King
not the
William.
one who's being random.
Look, I'm just reading what they wrote. Okay. Positano by Jeff. Compete for lucrative ocean views as you bid on and build rental properties in a cliffside Italian resort town. Yes, please.
Yeah.
I want to live on a cliffside Italian resort town. 45-minute test, 5-minute teach, 3 or 4 players, and it is new. This is a Bobby, not unlike Isaac. And that's all we got. No, nothing further. This looks lovely. I don't know if this is.
Okay.
I'm guessing this is.
For screen top, the F key is your friend. You can change the state, so one is clear and one is filled in.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's so smart.
This
is why we need each other, everybody.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Cool. Leap of Faith. This is by Mandy Wong, Matthew Jacobs, and Thomas. You are frogs at the end of the world, starting a cult to save your fellow animal brethren from the end. Build your cult engine to generate resources and appease your god to grant you ascension.
Okay, I love Leap of Faith.
Sure.
That is a really good name
Sure.
for a game that's about frog cults, right?
Yes.
That's perfect.
Absolutely. Wow. 120 minutes. So.
Wow. It's okay. That's very interesting. It's like a hilarious, like title. Like it's a 2-hour game with a pun is the hook. Not
yeah,
usually seen that.
I was
Usually
expecting
funny
like
games are short.
45 minutes.
Yeah.
Intended audience maybe like light. I was not expecting a 120-minute medium weight game, but yeah, it sounds fun. What are we doing? There's so many cards and effects to balance in an engine builder game. We're not even sure why we're doing this as our first game. Yeah, like
fair. Okay.
Why are any of us doing this? This is the most relatable thing I have seen in one of these posts.
Somebody making this as their first game, it might not be your first created game, might not be your first released game. You might find that like, oh, okay, this is going to take a while, and I have another idea that's faster, so I'm going to work on that too, you know?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's...
Yeah, for sure. That sounds fun though.
Mood. Yep. But we're still doing this. We're doing it anyway.
Oh, and Mandy, one of the developers, is here. Hello. Good to see you. Thanks for joining us. Cool. Sky's End. Justin Berman. Semi-co-op game in which players must travel across floating islands to the surface below to build their stats and defeat the monsters threatening their world. It looks like you get to wear a lot of nice jackets and coats.
In a rainbow of colors. Are you talking about this Sky's End game, Jack? Or wait, Sky's End. Is that what you just said the name was, or the name of the game was, or does it just say that? Okay, It does say Sky's End. I feel like this
Yeah.
game used to have a different name, so I'm a little
Maybe.
confused, but that's okay.
Oh. That game is a tad
Political. Okay, thank you.
All right, how do we boot Jack from the chat? That's amazing.
It's just very hard to communicate that the emphasis in chat.
Oh
I
my
think.
god.
We got David. Like we totally thought you were serious
Oh my
about
god. Yeah, we're like, wait,
politics.
is it?
Oh.
This is a heavy game. This is a heavy game. It takes 30 minutes to teach it. It's going to take you at least 60 minutes to play it. And you're going to need 4 to 6 players. Holy cow. All right.
Yeah.
Buckle up.
My God. Uncle John Bob.
Yeah, you know what, y'all? We haven't had to use the ban. Y'all are ridiculous. I love it. Keep it coming. Yeah, this sounds like it's got a lot going on. But I do love these coats. I love a good jacket. Wonderful.
Yeah, I think these are new to me graphics. I don't remember seeing those before. Maybe it's not the same game, but it sounds very similar to what I've heard him pitching before at Protospiel Online. So yeah.
Bread is a game that I've wanted to play for about 2 years now, and I think at this point I've just sort of decided that I'm never going to play this game. I think it's just never going to happen. I think it's never.
More coffee, David. More coffee.
I hope it happens though. This is it's just doing a lot of things that I'm excited about. Yeah, it like very simple, but like doing fun, weird things. The world's resources are being consumed as everyone develops infrastructure to survive. Every turn you'll burn a card, one of your own or a shared card. It just sounds great. Like fun decisions, compelling theme. Zoe just makes fun, fascinating games. So I'm always excited to try one of its games. So I hope I can get Brad on deck. I don't know what Brad is. I'm not afraid to ask, and I do kind of have a rough idea of what it is. I just never I just always miss it. I think we might be in the Zoe block.
Mm-hmm.
Velociraptor, another one that I've wanted to try. Play as dinosaurs playing human games until the end. A meta improv game about the wrong way to play games.
I like that description, Zoe, for that. Because
Yeah.
I did play test it. And this one, David, you have no excuse to not play. There is no teach because that's kind of the point. Does it say 0 for teach or like 1 minute or like
it says
the least
5
you can?
minutes.
I think 5 is probably the least I allow you to say because that's not even true. You don't even get that. But
Zoe block is favorite block. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, this is also the block where I feel like in the past I found out that Zoe's like working on a thing that I had no idea was just like a surprise new game. Yeah, this is I remember this from the pitch, like the ending on a cut-off sentence.
That's awesome. I missed that.
Yeah, just really good stuff. Mayab. Okay, we're taking a break from the Zoe block. I'm sure we'll be back, but this is Mayab. This one is new to me. Do you know anything about this?
You know what? That people have been talking about it in the server. I think it sounds familiar for that reason.
Uh-huh.
Let me look at it more closely.
A 5-minute teach with a 90-minute playtime?
Okay. We're very suspicious over here, right?
I doubt it, friend. Let's see it. An immersive co-op adventure featuring a mysterious conquistador's journal, ancient Maya, extinct creatures, and the secrets of creation. Hex tile-based exploration with elements of role-playing for 1 to 4 players.
The one way I could see that very short time teach time being true is if, like, well, we're raising eyebrows because of the 90-minute play time and because we can see a picture of the game out on the table. But if it starts as one tile and like one thing you have, and then as you reveal things, you realize what you need to do next, it's possible to have a really short
I guess like
something
I've
like that.
played, something like something like the classic like Reiner Knizia type things, or like there's like 3 rules, but there's so much depth and intricacy to how the game actually plays. I suppose it's technically possible.
But we suspect people just don't think rules learning sounds fun, so they say it won't take long.
I have questions. But it's, it kind of doesn't matter. My questions don't matter. Our questions don't matter. We are here to talk about the game.
Do I know anything about it? Mayab? Sorry, maybe Mayab? B? David does not appreciate.
I really like.
Yeah.
I really shouldn't be like throwing stones in this like very fragile glass house I'm sitting in with a game called Roommates. So
it's very true.
So what is this? Tiore, The Unclaimed Lands. I also don't know anything about this. This is by Jan. A strategy game set in a fantasy world. Core mechanics: action queue, drafting, area majority, across the land of the shattered Tiorian. I'm sorry, I'm almost definitely not saying that correctly. Various tribes are competing for the reins of power. Looks like it's exclusively 4 players, 20-minute teach, 1 50-minute test. It is a heavy game on Tabletopia.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, we need a phonetic pronunciation of Tiorian.
Yes. If you're in the chat,
my closest guess.
Phonetics. It is reaching the middle. Hoping to self-publish. Cool. So this is like the beginning, created to not only cover this game, but most, if not all, the future games. So this is like a part of a larger world building that this person is working on. It's cool.
Oh. This next one is is Jack's, David, and we had a little talk about this, that a link or like a image didn't work when uploaded, but you can see what would have been in the image if you open the screen top link at the bottom real quick.
Okay, well, the link didn't work, so sort of feels like we need to. The image didn't work. We got to keep this moving. We don't have time for that.
The image didn't work.
I'm gonna click it, of course. Spellbook Shuffle. This is by Jack, another designer who has games that sound fascinating, but I haven't had a chance to try their stuff yet. So hopefully this will be the time. Memory survival game. Memorize your spellbook and try to flip to the right tokens to take down the monsters. This is a quick one. 5-minute teach, 15-minute test. Yeah, absolutely. Hitting near completion, and then what am I clicking on so that we can see it? It's this
The
down
digital
here, right?
demo, yeah. Yep.
Can you see that? No, I'm gonna share this tab instead. Okay.
Oh, and this is really cool because keep click like these are some really good starter instructions. This is not the game. This is what you see when you start playing the game. This is an awesome idea. I love it when I see designers do this because they know that some people don't know how to use screen top yet. So you have to open the the table to actually see the game.
Yeah.
But that's what the game is, what was in the screenshot that is missing.
Yeah. So I'm so yeah, rules are up here, and then table select.
Yeah, there you go.
There it is. Got some
So
stuff.
You got everybody got a little demo of what it's like to open a game in screen top. That's all it is, folks. It's that easy.
This is really the entire thing. And we're just gonna go ahead and play Jack's game right now, live on stream. Tutorial table has some stuff. Cool. Yeah, there we go.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's like kind of deeper into the game,
like,
so you can see what to expect. Oh, yeah,
really
and lots of call out. That's a cool way to do the rules, too. Like, it's nice that you have the question mark kind of that you can click while you're in the middle of the game up in the top right to do rules reference, and you can have like written rules in there for your players.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, having this screen top that has boxes of words for like call outs of things, so you can have kind of a graphical rule book in screen top too that way.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Awesome.
Thank
great.
you, David.
I'm glad we got to have a look at that. The next one is The Amazing Cat Pageant. This is by Grant, formerly known as Cat Herders. I was going to say, I remember Cat Herders. The cats are back with new powers to really amp up the chaos.
This is I play tested this, and it was what's funny is I'm not very like versed at brackets, like choosing brackets for March Madness or whatever. But that's what this game is. It's kind of
is that what this is?
It's like I think it's for kids to learn about brackets. That's what I took away from it.
It's for kids to learn about how to gamble with their coworkers.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, okay. Well, the thing about Cat Herders is that it looks like it says Catherders, and it's always very confusing about how to pronounce it. Did you only ever like hear people say it out loud, so you like knew what it said, and so yeah?
I never picked up on that. That's so funny. I
mean, it's not. I don't even know how to spell catheters, but like it looks like it says catheters, whether it actually does or not.
No one knows how to spell catheters. Cool.
No one wants to have to write that word.
This is definitely a better name. The Amazing Cat Pageant.
And it is about like going like, that's my favorite cat, you know? So it makes sense.
That sounds great. And it can play 3 to 8 players. Wow. Cool.
Yeah, and it is a really fast game. So it's a good option for late nights when people just want to get one more in.
Sunday night game. Saturday night. Yeah. It's BubbleNet.
What do you know about this?
I don't know anything. I just.
Oh, okay.
Just a fun name.
You're like, Heather, quit calling my bluff.
just talking. My brain is just a free association hellscape. So there's no. I don't stuff falling out of my mouth.
I do know this designer studio.
Yeah.
So but I don't think that this is from Dreyer Inc. I don't think I know about this game, or I've seen them talking about this game before, though.
It's a 1+ solo slash competitive, where players take on the role of a pod of whales attempting to herd fish together using a net of
Oh.
bubbles for their hopefully large lunch.
Hmm.
Cool.
This I think this picture, there is a chance that this picture is a hand-painted watercolor, because I know
It
Cat
sort of
does
looks
that.
like it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah, that sounds
very
great.
nice.
And it's on Tabletop Playground. Planning to self-publish. Roll Under. This is by Jeff. This is a light family game. Players are dogs bearing bones. Add cards, some with extra dice rolls, staying under a limit to avoid points. Fewest points wins. Cool. Another
Oh, and
quick
it's like,
one, quick and
it's
simple.
it's also upon you have to roll over, or again, you know?
Ah.
I see what you did there.
It's a little
Yes.
bit like Six Nimped.
Yeah, Jeff was on the Building the Game podcast very recently, talking about year in review with Jason.
Mhm.
And
That's
it's a
right.
good thing you have a relaxing weekend coming up, David, says Jack.
It's a
He'll
good thing
be,
I have a relaxing weekend coming up.
it's a joke, David.
Get out of here. Every single one of you, log off now.
Oh, I don't know. Well, I don't know I would call Protospiel Online relaxing for me, but it is
No?
rejuvenating for me. Like, it boosts my adrenaline. I can't really sleep.
Yeah, I think that's right.
So,
Yeah. Did I go to the next one? No, I didn't. Okay. The Open Road. Yes, this was at the last one. Go on an epic road trip while avoiding speed traps and other drivers. I think this was fairly early last time, so it looks like it's hitting, middling middle of the road.
I also play tested this one last time, and it was very like early looking for what works. So it'll be really interesting to me to see what what ideas got kept or how it's
Totally.
gelling.
Yeah, and it does sound like there are still rough edges on it, but it does sound like it's kind of coming together. So that's cool. Let Sleeping Giants Lie. This is a return one. This is from Jeff.
Johnston, specifically.
Jeff Johnston.
The only Jeff. It's like Madonna.
Jeff. Just one Jeff. Family weight co-op puzzle. Why did I think this was heavier? Did that change? Did it get scaled back?
It's always been. Have you played it?
I haven't played it, but I watched a playtest of it. I kind of logged in and watched them play it. But this was like
it's always meant to be
maybe 2 years ago now.
It's always been meant to be for a family, I think, especially like the theme being Jack and the Beanstalk.
Sure.
And it's as I recall, like I've played it more than once with different tweaks, and the main, like the primary mechanic in it is kind of making matches, like, this card needs 2 yellows, or this card needs a 3, or I don't remember the details, but it's really just kind of set collection, although you're not collecting it in front of you, but you're like fulfilling recipes kind of out on the board. So it is pretty approachable, I think, for kids.
Yeah.
But there's a few different like sections, right? A few different like modules or whatever of things that are going on in this game.
Jonathan saying it's a family weight, but longer than some, like a pandemic, pandemic complexity. That makes sense. Yeah. Cool. Awesome. And yeah, this is at this point is probably it's got to be nearing the finish line.
Mhm.
Um,
It has a lot of really neat like graphic design things about it too, like the way the cards lay on the board.
mhm.
And the giant is either awake or asleep because of the way you flip the card over, and like exactly where you place it is all really clever in this game.
Mm, that's cool. All right. Why is
What? Wow.
I'm having a really hard time phonetically figuring out what to do with this word, and I don't know if it's like all because it's like all caps.
Maybe. I
But
would say
I'm looking at it at
Panoramax.
ram panoramax.
Mhm. I mean, it's not a real word, so it's okay.
Um, air.
Panoramax? I don't see any bread on this game. What's going
I'm
on?
having a real time. Air, earth, water, and fire battle across the sea to cap the Mont Epi volcano. I swear I can read, y'all. Players use zap cards, maps, and bits to build a path to all four sides of the board to then get 5 bits on Mount Epi. This is breaking my brain.
It looks like it's here. I'm gonna read it for you, okay?
Can read it for me.
Okay. Air, earth, water, and fire battle across the sea to cap the Mount Epi volcano. Players use zap cards, maps, and bits to build a path to all four sides of the board to then get 5 bits on Mont Epi to win. Or I think it's supposed to. Oh, Mont Epi. No, it's not Mount. MONT.
Mont
So like,
Epi.
yeah, and you're not wrong, David. There's like a lot of almost probably not quite purposeful sort of alliteration or something going on.
I had a really hard time reading that. I don't know why. Isn't it tough to read? Like read out loud? Didn't you have a kind of a no? Okay,
like
that's fine.
Listen to it. It's almost like a scat thing. Like cap the Mont Epi volcano. Players use zap cards, maps, and bits to build the path to all four sides. It's like lots of like short, punchy words.
Rhythmically about it that is like it's like a wooden roller coaster. Like you're just getting like jostled around. I really love how it looks though.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Really
it looks like it's using some kind of magnetic, like there's it's using that function that Tabletop Playground especially has, where if you know about item meeples, you know, from Tiny Epic Games, where you can attach like a shield to a meeple's hand.
Mm-hmm.
He's built Tabletop Playground to support that. It is kind of funny. It's like, wow, that's a very advanced feature, but you can't write on the table like a long time ago. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
looking for things to differentiate it, I'm sure, you know.
I think he when we were talking to him, you know, Robert, the guy who created Tabletop Playground, his main purpose for making it was because he wanted to build something so that he could play Warhammer in VR with his friends.
Okay.
So it was mostly like a project to serve like a personal need. And I think Warhammer does have a lot of stuff where like you can strap like specific bits onto your figures to make them do different things. So I think that's probably where the necessity came from to do that, like to, you know, put a different gun or whatever in your person's hand. Yeah, I think that's why he did that. But yeah, it's a really useful tool.
And I agree, this does look like a laser tag field.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. Because I'm clearly not doing well with
do you want me to start
right now? I am not I'm not touching this.
I need
So,
you. I need you to keep streaming, but I can be the one who reads. Yeah. Or I
yeah,
need you to keep driving the
I
picture,
can.
right?
Yeah, we also don't have to read this entire thing.
Oh no, we don't have to read this.
No,
No, that's very long.
I'm
We
not
need to
reading
read
that.
the like.
I what's the thing, like, I'm so sorry or happy for you, but I'm not reading that.
Oh, oh, that's not nice. The
It's not
prob
nice. It's also not about this, but it's a it
um
um but
one
yeah,
one
this
like note to say about these postings is that it's probably not this person's fault that it's so hard to read, because they probably put paragraph breaks in this and
it
then
doesn't
the
include
form
those.
strips them
Yeah.
out.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
can't figure out how to get it to keep them. So I'm sorry about that. I'm not sure
Yes.
if I have a warning, and maybe I should have a warning above that field, because it's like, this is the long description, but it will be a wall of text no matter what you put
Yeah.
in there, unfortunately.
Todd, this looks fantastic, and the fact that I have the, like, intellectual capacity of a 5-year-old is not any indication of the quality of your game. So, um again, like, whoever these people are who think, like, we're the big leagues.
Speak for yourself, David.
What? Fine. Dreams and beyond. Look.
Rest in peace, paragraph breaks, exactly.
Um
Oh, that's what I need to do, Tanner. I need to get a little like graphic of a headstone that says that, so people stop and look at it and realize that that's about to happen to them.
yeah. This is from Zach. It's a progressive kids game that ages with your kids as they hit new milestones.
That's really cool.
It's the boyhood of board games. Wasn't that the movie where they filmed that kid for like 10 years and then am I making that up? Is that not a real movie?
Are you talking about Truman?
No, what was the movie where like they started filming it with the kid when he was like a child, and then it's like
Oh, and they
about
kept taking.
him
I don't
as he
know.
they just kept filming it for like 10 years. Um
What is it, Zach
I thought it
Esther?
was called Boyhood, but I maybe just
Oh,
made
it
up a
is.
movie.
Okay. You're right. You're exactly right. Or
Okay,
at least
great.
it's been confirmed. Yeah.
Fantastic. This sounds great. Really interesting. It starts off as a simple draw and move race to the finish, and then progresses all the way to a midway hobby game. What? What?
So it's okay. So it's like, oh my gosh, what a cool idea. So it's like a game that you're
What?
supposed to start playing with your kids when they're really little and they don't understand, they're not able to grasp like harder mechanics
Yeah.
first. And just the easy mechanics are there. And then you start introducing harder and harder ones as they. Am I following that?
That's how I'm understanding it. So basically you never need to buy a board game again because this one's just going to turn into every game your child needs. That's very cool.
Yeah, that's a really good idea.
I'm going to watch this video after because I feel like that'll do a better job of helping me wrap my head around how this is working. But that is fascinating. Imagine sealed legacy style boxes and envelopes. Open each stage box only once your child has met the What? So, do you are the milestones, because I think Zach is in the chat right now, are the milestones based on your child's age or how they are progressing through the game? Like, what is the trigger for opening the new stuff?
Well, Zach says, I just had a daughter and I didn't want to buy a bunch of games I'll never play again for like
Yeah.
that 3-year-old stage or whatever. Yeah. That makes sense.
Yeah. That is a fascinating thing. Their board game milestone. Okay, so it's not necessarily the player's age. It is the things that are happening in the game.
Well, I'm understanding it as like it's clear that they grasp this now.
Yes. Okay.
And
Got
so
it. Got it.
like they've mastered this, and so they're ready for something else.
Got it.
Although I'm not if I'm right about that, I'm not sure how you would qualify that they've mastered it, but yeah. Cool.
That is very cool. The Code of Silence. This is by Ali, a cooperative game with limited communication. Each teammate has a secret task to fix the upcoming horse races. I'm guessing fix meaning like rig, right?
Mm-hmm.
All moves are ambiguous, yet to succeed, you must try to guess others' intentions too. Fantastic.
Yeah, it
That
has
is
a very horse racy feel to the look of it as well.
It'll take you 105 minutes to play this game. 3 to 6 players. You're a member of the Mafia. What? What?
It was cracking until just then. Surprise! You're a member of the Mafia.
That was a
big life change.
Whoa! Holy cow! That was it's like a jump scare of a plot twist in the pitch. That is okay. Cool. You will play as a team and try to achieve as many goals as possible. Cool. That's funny.
That's pretty much what it's like when you end up joining the Mafia anyway.
Yeah. Surprise. Conveyor Inc. Yes. Okay.
Have you played this, or you just?
Oh, I have played. I played this at PAX, and this is one of those games that like is like capital F, capital M for me. It is absolutely the sauce I'm like dipping my fries in. It just does so many things I like, and oh, did I freeze? Am I back?
Hear you.
Okay, I think I my computer, I got the spinning wheel, so I think I'm okay now. It's just really good. It like you're kind of putting together these Tetris shapes on your board, and then I don't know how Connor is going to translate this into it's on screen top, but like you can kind of see in this image like those strips along the thing are all kind of free moving, and the entire thing works as a conveyor belt. So you take the one at the bottom and then you insert it in the top and you push it all down. So it's like this, like the toy factor on it is off the charts. It's so fun to play with this thing. It is very puzzly, but it is not complicated. I think this 5-minute teach it maybe is a little longer than a 5-minute teach, but it's not mechanically particularly complicated.
Yeah, there's just a lot of like people in the Building the Game server made suggestions for him to actually amazingly just verbally, like just through text, like, hey, that needs to be a container and that needs to be a container, this and that, do that. And he was like, okay. You know what I mean?
That's the thing with Screen Top, because I think because it's 2D and everything is so clearly identified with a label, you can say something like that to somebody, and there's like a very limited number of types of things you can make in Screen Top, like in terms of the component types. So like it's either a container or a tile, or a counter, and like you can just tell someone like one of those 3 terms and then tell them like what attributes it needs to have, and that's like kind of all. Like they can just kind of take it from there.
Yeah, once they once they know what all those things are and how to relate them to each other and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. But this is a fantastic game. It just works. It just works really nicely. So I'm excited to see where this one went, and I'd love to see how it's been implemented. I also got to play this one at PAX. This is another one of Connor's games. This is the Ghoulist. Convince other spooky partygoers to hang out with you, and then do your best to impress. May the coolest ghoul win. It's got fun bidding stuff. Bidding, set collection.
So is it like some players are not as cool as others, and the cool ghouls are the ones that you're trying to impress the most?
It's
the
more
way
like
it makes it sound. But
you are trying to like create sets that are like various attributes for each of the ghouls that are coming to the party.
okay. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not. It makes it sound very much like a party game, but it's a game about a party.
It is a game about a party. I would not categorize it as a party game.
Got it.
Yeah. It's very tight. I think this is the kind of game that like, or the kind of prototype that the idea and the execution is basically there. It's like, I think at this point it's like balancing and then it's done. Like it doesn't really
Very cool.
like it's like it's tight. Little Succulents. This is by Jay and Ryan. Grow the best collection of succulents on your balcony and leave your neighbor in awe. Wow.
Bad joke alert.
Wow. Very nice. It looks really cute and fun. Look at that. It kind of reminds me of Emily's cacti.
Mm-hmm.
With the little pots.
Mm-hmm.
Like the two-part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That you put the top of the card is the pot and the bottom, or and the bottom is the plant, so you can put it in the pot.
Yeah.
Yeah, cute little tokens.
Yeah, that's nice. Cool. Stoked. This is another one of Jay's games, right?
Mm-hmm. This is the one that I think it got second place after Emily LaRoche, which is like, well, it's pretty, don't feel bad if you get second place to Emily. But in the workshop, the board game workshop contest for the light game track.
I think so that's right.
So this one is going to be very close to done, but it looks like maybe he's wanting to.
Yeah. Emily, who we should quickly mention, has a game on Kickstarter right now that is limited to 100 copies, and I think she's down to like the last 20 some. It's a solo 18 card game about a hermit crab. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in, check it out, because it's like 100 and then she's done. So and it's like super cheap. I think it's like $12. So little plug for that. But back to the main event.
But it's called, did you say what it was called?
It's called, sorry, no, I didn't. It's called Hermit. But you can find it either if you search for Hermit or her publisher name, Zerua, which I think is Zerua Games. It should show up on Kickstarter under one of those two. Stoked. Outpredict and outpaddle the surfing competition to catch the best collection of waves. Just make sure you save some energy to avoid those nasty little stingers.
Yeah,
I
this
like this.
used to be I
This
like
whole
the change to
banana
jellyfish instead of shark because it's like an inconvenience instead of a maimed
instead
death
of death. Yeah,
or for like a horrific death or maiming.
yeah. That feels
For
that
a
feels visually more in line with. Yeah,
yeah,
cool.
with the lightness of the look of the game, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
So,
I feel like I've seen this one
well, here's
around for a little bit. Is he trying to kickstart this? No, it's looking for a publisher. Okay,
mhm.
cool. And we're on screen top, I'm guessing, with this one. Yeah, maybe. Yes, screen top. Awesome.
$12 poor now.
Yeah, I mean, how can you say no to that game though, right? Like it's
I actually didn't even pay attention to anything on the page. I was just like, "This will be fun. It's
I
fine."
know. I
That was just
I
maybe a
did,
little irresponsible of me.
I was like, no, I did the same thing. I was like, well, it's Emily,
I'm
it's
very
12
busy
bucks
this
and
week.
it's a solo game, so I'm done.
Yeah, yeah.
There you go. Take my money.
Oh, yeah, that's the tip. Put your thing up on Kickstarter when people are, like, super busy that week. I don't know. Only if
Yeah.
they already know they can trust you, I think. Yeah.
Um but also like I think it is going to be a fantastic game. I don't want to be like
Mhm.
um dismissive of what will almost definitely be something really lovely. Panchiat. This.
What a
Oh,
cute
there we
picture.
go. Thank you for including this. Although I don't know how to read this.
Yeah,
I don't.
I don't actually know what an upside if it's pen cha yet? Like that? Or panchat? If yeah, maybe maybe the upside down E is
I'm gonna
That
put it
that would be really close
into.
to how you said it in the first place. Panchat.
I was gonna see if I could find like a thing to like read it for me, but I can't.
Mhm.
1 to 4 players though. 1 to 4 player light strategy tile placement game in which you are trying to build the best village in India. Currently testing the solo mode of the game. Yes, please. I have seen Andy post some images of this, and I think he was sharing some stuff with the art over in Break My Game. And it looked really lovely. I've wanted to give this one a little try for a while. Because I've seen it pop up over and over again. It sounds really nice.
Okay, I might be able to play it. Let's see if you can hear it.
Oh, should we mute our lo-fi beats?
Could you hear that?
No.
Panchayat.
Panchayat.
I'm just repeating what I heard said in my ear just now. So,
Great.
yeah.
Thank you. Awesome. Final testing. Because I believe. Well, he doesn't say, but I believe my understanding is he's trying to self-publish this. Scrapbots by David. I remember this. This was around last time in August.
Okay, by David Torres.
Yeah.
Okay. I did not get to play this one. It's a fun picture.
Mm-hmm.
Very
Yeah.
well developed logo already, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Nice
it's
to have.
got feels a little bit like sort of a BattleBots type thing. We could look at it. Ooh.
Jinx.
Did you also say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, the art is looking really familiar again. I think these are all power cells. Awesome. Very nice. Um oh shoot, I just screwed up the thing. Hold please.
Easy to get back.
There we go. Cool. All right, I know this next one.
Yes, I've
Russian
played
doll.
it a few times.
Um Not to be confused with the fantastic Netflix series. Um yeah, this is one of Tanner's games. Bidding. I don't know if I've played this with Tanner. Have I played this with bidding? I think it was still trick taking the last time I played it. What you bid is also what you're bidding on. Collects. I know it's like it's got a really fun like spatial puzzle thing where you need to kind of do the like a literal like the Russian doll stacking. Um,
And it's better to have like the same color in a row, but it's not the only
yeah,
option.
there's like set collection type things.
I think I have played it when it was bidding, but like it is it's like between bidding and trick taking almost. Like you kind of it feels a little bit like both because you
Mhm,
put your card out to I think you maybe simultaneously reveal them
mhm.
or you might actually I don't know. I guess if you take it in turn in a way it's almost like putting a card into a trick to be collected. Like you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, bidding is
yeah.
very similar to putting your card into the trick and trying to have the highest one or the best one.
Mhm,
So,
mhm.
I think I definitely have played it now that it's in, playingcards.io, and
Yeah,
that's also something to call out about this particular one is that it's a chance to see what it's like to play in that
yeah,
platform.
yeah. Um, yeah, this one I think I've played this twice, and it is a good time. So I'm curious to see what's different this time. Um, you can read a little more about it here. Um, but we will skip ahead to Tanner's other game, Goblins. This is another one I've played. This is really fun. You are a goblin that eats magical loot. Collect the treasures tumbling down from above as you attempt to consume them for asymmetric abilities and victory points in this inventory management puzzle. It's a really good time.
Mhm.
Um,
And I mean, look at this. This looks like a published game. Like, it
I
looks so
know
finished.
it looks done, and honestly, when I played it, it kind of
Mhm.
felt very close to done too. I know
Yep.
Tanner's probably in the comments like reeling, being like, "What are you talking about?" It's not close to done. But it it felt like very very close to the finish line. It has you can kind of see it in this image here. Um, the way this works is almost like a non-physics based plinko
Mm,
thing. So like the food kind of falls from the top, and it's the direction it's going to land is based on die rolls.
mhm.
So it's not like literally falling, but it simulates things kind of randomly, like bouncing off of stuff and until it hits the bottom. Um, and there's a bit of like a kind of worker placement scuffle happening because you want to be in position for the things to fall on you. Um,
Well, you wanna in just the right way. You don't want them to fall on you, I think they hurt you, or you can get, like, smacked, but you wanna collect them, though.
I think you
It I think that you can
do,
catch them, like, you
you
can
could
be
catch
okay and, like,
them.
catch them in your mouth if you don't already have something in your mouth.
Right. It's if you have too much stuff, then it
Yeah.
like hits you. Yeah. Um, yes, Zoe. It is like it's absolutely it's very um like cartoony in the way the sort of the logic of it works, but like in a very funny and endearing way. Um, it's great. It's a really good time. Um, highly recommend. Check it out. Who who did let the dogs out?
Who? Who?
Who? Whomst. Is a 2 to 4 player dice worker placement game in which you are a manager of a branch of a local dog shelter. This is by Juliet, same designer of Photographic World. And this I think is like brand new.
Yeah, this is like, I
New.
might make this slightly an ad for just a second. For this is already Juliet working on the design challenge for this year. So we this is not a contest, to be clear. This is something to inspire new ideas. So this is like the first thing you're probably seeing actually come into one of our showcases from that new idea. But some of you who are here right now in the chat have gotten your bag of parts already. And some of you might be just hearing about this for the first time. But the idea is that you get some parts and you have to use at least half of them. And then another designer gives you a challenge for a theme and a mechanic. And you have to use at least one of those, like at least half of the thought challenge and at least half of the piece challenge. So at least one or the other of the mechanic and theme, or you can use them both if you want to take that challenge, and at least 10 of the parts. But everything else is up to you. And this link that I posted here, this is how you join. And it's not in our server. So you don't have to come to Protospiel Online to participate in it. You don't have to come every time or even one time this year to be a part of the conversation about the design challenge. It's in another free community where we can talk all the time. And you can set up basically it's kind of like a forum where you can use this one forum thread as like a mini designer diary and talk to other people who are in the challenge too. So if you are seeing this link and you know you have your parts and you haven't joined, I would love to see you in that other community. It's not a Discord server. It's not a Facebook group. It's called Heartbeat. You've probably not heard of it before, but it's kind of a contained, very friendly, light, breezy kind of feeling online community. So, sorry.
Cool.
Interruption.
No, it's good. Yeah, so this is one of the first entries for that, and you know, like we said, this is super early, so not a lot to look at here other than these images, but it sounds really nice. So check that out on Tabletopia.
A post-apocalyptic resource management game with coconuts is still marinating.
You can't. Here's the thing: when you've got to let that marinate. You
can't force it.
You can't put that on the grill too early. That is. Merchants of Bandita. This is another one of Grant's games. Trade with other cities while you fight each other and bandits for control and resources. Amass wealth and points to become the greatest city. Yeah, look at that.
Hi, Neon Yellow Games. Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
There are also cans of Spam in the post-apocalyptic game with coconuts.
Oh, good.
Shoo, I was worried.
I wasn't. I knew there would be. I was gonna say neon yellow sachet, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. All right. One serious attempt at building a tech tree, so prepare to be unbalanced. I love it. We're always prepared. We're always prepared for something to not quite work. Yeah, this is looking like it's pretty new. So hopefully it goes well. Starco Carco. Co-op game from 1 to 4. You and your crew accept a transpo contract to fly who knows what to an outpost in another part of the galaxy.
Hmm.
1 to 6 players. Now that is a screenshot of TTS, but it looks like this is on Tabletop Playground. So hopefully that is true.
How can you? You're talking
It's
about
I'm
Merchants
talking
of
about
Vantika, or
no, I'm talking about
Dark.
Stargo Cargo. Yeah, this is the TTS
Oh yeah,
interface.
yeah, definitely. I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
But if they said Tabletop Playground, that's probably what they
yeah,
mean. It's just
yeah,
easier to take a screenshot you already have from something
yeah,
else.
totally. Cool. This one's new to me. Do you know anything about this one?
This person, we must be getting close to the end because this name sounds familiar as somebody who showed up very recently in our server and I really was like, oh, delightful, because his name reminds me of an Agatha Christie character. Mr. Satterthwaite. So I was like, oh, it's Mr. Satterthwaite. Not really, but yeah. So we are probably pretty close to the end because this is somebody who's not only just registered this week.
Cool. And I think we could probably skip this one because oh no, I was thinking of Jeff's game. We're not going to skip this one. This is Derwent's game. A Taste for the King. I was thinking of the Sleeping Giants.
It's here again.
This is totally different. Kings, long at war, attend a feast to unite the lands. Push your luck card game set in a medieval feast. Players compete to finish their menu first, but poison could lie in any dish. I don't think I've played this. Have you played this?
I have, yeah, a couple of times. It's a pretty, it would be good for a big group party game, sort of. It's you're deciding how many cards you want to flip up and hoping not to get poisoned. I'm looking at it's just really tiny, so it's hard to see it, but basically all of those white cards that are in the middle of the colored spaces, they're much bigger than they look in this screenshot. They're kind of if they were really sitting in front of you, they'd be like the size of a little menu. Although I guess they could be shrunken if necessary, but they have all these different dishes that you're trying to collect and eat. So you're trying to eat the dishes without getting poisoned. And there have been at times some special action cards that change up the way the push your luck works. So I'm not sure how much it would have changed from the last time I played it. It looks like maybe at times all the meals are on all the cards, but it looks like now not all the meals are on all the cards, so different players have different goals. If what I'm looking at here, if I'm following what I can kind of see in the tiny screenshot.
Awesome. Very cool. Roll Garden. This is by Samuel. In Roll Garden, you'll plant crops, water them, and harvest them to feed your beautiful animals. Supposedly a roll and write. Its combined use of dice and polyomino make it a unique puzzle.
This is.
I wonder if it's sort of like isn't cartographers kind of it's like a roll and write, but I guess it's a flip and write, but you kind of draw polyominoes.
Yes. Yeah. You do.
Oh. We lost Heather. All right, welcome back. I think something happened. Yeah.
I just
Um,
hung up automatically and came back. I heard myself leave and
I'll
come
put
back.
you
So,
up there again.
but Derwent's comment is a very good thing for everyone to remember. Submit your prototype early so that you can go to bed early and be there to answer
Yeah,
questions. This is why you need to do it not the night before.
yeah.
It's fun.
Awesome. Cool. Yeah, this sounds cool. Looking for 3 to 6 players, 5 minutes each, 30-minute play test. So not too heavy. Nice and light, and you get to feed animals. Flotsam Falls. This is by Ryan. Claim tiles as they drift along the flow towards the water, the edge of the world.
Ugh, scary.
Yeah. That art is... You know what it's reminding me of is the Winnie the Pooh and the Blustery Day, when
Okay.
like the river sucks up Pooh and he's kind of spinning around like in the honey pot and like going towards the like waterfall. Piglet saves him. Spoilers. I'm sorry. Um, it's been what, like 30 years. I think we're safe. Um, Competing factions in a spatial puzzle game for 2. Cool.
Bye,
Yeah,
Maya.
two player
Thanks for joining
only.
us.
Good night. Good night. Oh, Bother, it looks like the world is flat, Piglet. Amazing. 15-minute teach, 30-minute test, 15-minute talk. Civilization has crumbled. What else is new?
No, I don't want to talk about it.
It's fine. It's fine. It's very colorful.
Yeah.
Nice.
I never pegged Winnie the Pooh as a flat earther.
You know, you eat too much honey and that stuff starts getting to your head, you know? I bet Rabbit's a flat earther.
Oh, judgy much? That's funny.
Of flat earthers, yes. Opacity. All right, now we're back in the Zoe block. This is another game that I've just sort of resigned to. I'm just never gonna play it. It's just never gonna line up. A legacy game about using the spotlight under oligarchy. Yeah, this is just a fascinating thing. I'm trying to see if Zoe explains it a little more. Each card of the game holds potential rules for the game, and after every game, the winners will decide how they want to shift those rules. It's very cool. And I don't think too mechanically complex. Like it's a 10-minute teach and 45-minute playtime, but I don't think it's particularly challenging in terms of the rules overload or rules load. But the very structure of the game can change from a competitive game of chance to a cooperative and fair game. So it's just like it's just a fascinating and cool little thing. I'm excited to hopefully give it a try someday.
Good to be held hostage, Ajax. If you say so.
It's I agree. I think I know what they're talking about. Flip Control working title. This is another one from Derwent. This is new, right?
I think so. I haven't played it before.
Abstract area control. Yeah, this one looks new to me. New.
Question answered.
This feels like the kind of thing that it will make more sense if we watch this video, but I'm not going to click it. I'll leave that for to quote Rodney Smith, I'll leave that for you to discover on your own. This we something is going on at no, we lost you again. You're back.
Yep, I heard you fade for a second, but I'm back.
Uh-oh. All right. Derwent's saying brought it last time, but it's new other than that. Cool. Awesome. Grid starts in a checker pattern, but players still choose which tile they place as the board is set up. Tug of war scoring. Interesting. The video is very out of date. Okay, so I take back what I said.
Okay.
Check out the video, but it is out of date. Comes from the original prototype, which of itself was very rough. Cool. Very cool. Look at all of this.
Oh, I think that's the last one.
Is that the last one?
I think so. I don't see any more links to click.
That's it. That's all I see.
We did it. Oh, that's funny. We need like a we need to count them and to have some kind of progress report, because like Emily just took off like 3 minutes ago. We were basically like, bye, I gotta get to bed. And it was actually almost over.
Yeah.
Oh wait, we didn't
see.
We didn't see one from Ashay though.
Let me try. Let me see if there's one in there. Oh no, it is in there. There it is. Okay. Give me 1 second.
Oh, okay. Like we needed to refresh the screen because it wasn't there.
Just
before.
Snuck it in. No, it was definitely not there. I think it was. There we go. All right. Radio Killer is a suspenseful hand management game for 3 to 5 players. Players must try to escape a deadly trap laid by a recording artist. This one sounds so fun. And
it's very theatrical.
On yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, it's not doing... There we go. I didn't click it. 15-minute teach, 120-minute playtime. It's hitting around middle development. Looking for a publisher, also potentially self-publishing. But yeah, it is. There's a hallucinogenic red mist filling up a recording studio. Yeah, it's like kind of a little bit of co-op horror. Very cool.
Yeah, this I think it was the last game I played on Sunday night, the last Protospiel. And
wow.
It's it was quite an undertaking for the last game of the night on Protospiel, but like the story arc of Ashay's experience trying to playtest this game Protospiel Online August was also a story of tried to build it in I think Tabletopia first, and it went terrible. Like I think it was ready in advance on Tabletopia, but then things went very wrong in ways I'm not privy to the exactly what happened. Then tried to build it in Tabletop Playground, which is where it is now, but there were a few things that hadn't been, like, it was done in a rush, and there were a few things weren't quite working yet when I tried to play it in the middle of the day, like on Saturday. So I got pulled away to my shift, wasn't able to play it, even though like I started playing it on Saturday, and so I was trying to make up for it on Sunday night.
Well, I'm glad it's like it's up and running. This is gonna be the event where it sings and everything works right. So super excited to see this one back.
Yeah, and it's one of those games that it's like difficult to balance because you want it to be a razor's edge, you want it to feel horror.
Yeah, totally.
But then like what happened to us and what Ashay said had happened every other time is just like the murderer just definitely kills you, and it's hard. And it's also, I suppose, hard in playtesting to go, well, do I need to change it, or is that just the way a loss happens in this game? You
Yeah.
know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
I mean,
because it's okay
that's
for a loss to happen. Yeah. Well,
that's
someone
something
won.
Emily's talked about that with Good Kitties, like trying to figure out what that balance is of like
Mhm.
how hard should this be? It's tough.
Definitely, definitely. All right, y'all. Well, all you
Right.
late night crew who stayed to see the very last game added at least before the end of the stream. There might, and it's totally, we're not closing the ability to add to that,
That's right.
but just the ability to end up being in the stream. So if you're watching it later or it's a little bit later in the weekend, you still can put things in there. But the real, like, you don't have to put anything in there to be able to play test. You just have to put it in there if you want people to be able to see on the front end website that your game was featured at this event. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yep. All right. We've got people saying it's past their bedtime. It's past my bedtime. We've got an event to get started tomorrow, so
Yeah.
let's
We're
call
about
it.
just a little bit more than 12 hours away from the start of the event, too. So,
That's wild.
yay.
That is wild. All right. Should we do it? Should we wrap this up?
I
Do
think
you have
so. I don't.
closing thoughts and feelings?
No, just tomorrow. Protospiel Online January opens the 13th. Friday the 13th. Everybody, it's a Shay's day.
Yeah.
At noon Eastern time. If you're new, it's not odd that there is no voice channel available in there. It will appear magically at noon, and we'll have some live moderators there to help shuttle you to where you want to go.
Yeah.
I think that's it, and we'll see you tomorrow. And we're going to do the live stream. We know it's going to be on the 4th of February, the live stream giveaway. So watch for announcements on that. That will be the next time we show up on Twitch.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah. But good night, everybody.
That's it.
See you
Good
soon.
night, y'all. See you soon.